Starting. All right, we are now officially live. It's Mike Piet and Bryan Fleming, and Bryan was just going over what he has to talk about today, and I was like, wow, I really want to know all that and dive into that. So I said, can you repeat that all again? And he said, I forgot what I was going to say, but I know he knows, so turn it over to him.
Yeah, yeah. It's funny, Mike, you're kind of doing this stuff and it's like you're in the weeds of it, and it's cool because I can mention it to you and I don't know, it doesn't sound that interesting to me, but I know you've said things before and I'm just like, holy shit, this is interesting, and it's not interesting to you. So yeah, a couple things, probably three things I wanna hit on today. The first one is picking up with the SEO we talked about last week. I did follow through and followed up with that. I want to get some of your thoughts on it, Mike, because I'm definitely feeling stuck.
Okay.
The second one we talked about last week was looking at my YouTube ads campaign and getting some tips from you, and then I'll implement those over the next week, and we'll follow up and see what the hell they did, if they made a difference or not. And then the third thing is I want to talk about a client I'm running ads for him on all different platforms, and something that turned out as a success. I got a text message 2 hours before the phone call. It said, shut the campaign down immediately. That's not good. What the hell could be wrong? So we'll talk about those three things.
Sounds good.
What's new on your end? You've been doing any YouTube experiments? Pick up any new clients? Anything there? Pick up any more sites for links, or is business just kind of cruising along? How's the team doing? That sort of thing.
Yeah, interesting scenario yesterday. Someone called me from seeing one of my YouTube ads for the SEO offer and was like, I don't want SEO, but I want to, you to do YouTube ads for us because like I loved your YouTube ad. And they're like, you were really genuine, you had great vibe. It was easy to understand what you said, etc. So that was pretty good feedback. So I'm writing the how to do YouTube ads book right now. So I was just thinking, like, if I actually had an ad that said, we can do YouTube advertising for you, or here's how to do it, would convert a lot better versus having another offer. And then this is the second guy that called about doing YouTube ads from the SEO video. And it says nothing about we do YouTube ads for you. It says 100% like SEO and ranking organically in Google. And then, yeah, so far 2 people called from that wanting to do the YouTube ads, saying just do this thing for me instead of what you're saying.
You do an ad on YouTube ads and they're like, this idiot's just running ads on YouTube ads to get YouTube.
Yeah, that's what will happen. Yeah.
It's nuts. Wow. Huh. Interesting.
Yeah. So
I don't think you've been doing it, but if you were building an email list of all these SEO people, you could hit them up on YouTube ads and probably pick up some clients there. Pretty interesting.
Yeah, definitely. So yeah, I'm writing the how to write, a really good ad, and it's turning out to be a little bit more complex than I thought. But yeah, one of the key pieces is like just your own vibe and your own state. People can kind of unconsciously tell if you're trustworthy, what you're talking about, etc.
Weird how you can pick up on that sort of thing.
Yeah, yep, exactly. This guy was all about that. So yeah, writing that out. Also, I created an ad for the book as well at the same time. So I'm like, even though I've done multiple ads before, it's sometimes like hard to document a process like afterwards, after like a few months of like creating. The last ad I created was a few months ago, so it's like kind of harder. So now I'm making an ad and document at the same time, which is hard in itself too, because it's one thing to make an ad, but then to also like document what you're doing and what thought process you're having and how you're, writing all this down and turning it, be able to say it, etc.
Especially when it's not always the same every time, and you're zigging and zagging, and there's no real process just yet.
Yeah. Yes, especially a lot of this creative stuff is like that, and you're like, okay, how do I teach this though? Like, okay, somehow I came up with all this stuff. Like, how did I come up with all that? So yeah.
We've talked about it before too, when you're doing ebooks and courses, and it forces you to think through that. What you end up with is so much better than what was in your head. I think about that all the time when people make courses. It's like this guy was out doing it, and then he put it into a course, and the course is probably better than what he was doing because it's just more organized, more coherent, all that stuff.
Exactly. Yeah, I mean, I think just document its own, if it had no other benefits, just to get more clear. And yeah, to organize, because like organize all the thoughts, you know, kind of in like a chunked way, you know.
Yeah.
Organized way is a huge benefit on its own. So yeah, that's a lot of fun. Excited to finish that up, get that going. But other than that, that's just a lot of basically hustle to put it all into words, you know, coherently.
Yeah. I think when I did my Twitter ebook, I'm trying to think. I think I woke up like really early just to carve out an extra hour or two every morning because I knew after 8 o'clock the day would just take off and I wouldn't have a second to sit down and focus on writing something like that.
So true.
Yeah, it is. It's a lot of work. If you guys have ever tried to write even a small ebook, 2,500 word ebook, it's a bit of work. It's not as easy as they make it sound. So you ready to get into some SEO?
Yes. Yep. Let's hear what you got going on.
So last week we ended up on talking that I should spend more time on SEO. We talked about the SpectreSoft post that was ranking. I talked about the eBlaster post, and I bought some links from you on that. And then I said, what I'm going to do is go through my other posts that made sales and then amp them up, go on Quora, build some links to them, do some internal linking to them, and probably buy some links from you to boost them. So what ended up happening is the very next day I started doing that. I started going through the blog, and really there's just not many posts making sales. So that's where I kind of got hung up. Really, it's the SpectreSoft posts driving sales. There's a keylogger post that I think I probably bought 20 or 30 links from you on that post. It's getting linked from like 60 different domains. It's by far the most linked to piece of content on the site. And that one's, it's up in the top 1 or 2 spots. I mean, throw more links at it, maybe you'll do a little better. And so there really wasn't much else. There was one post that had a sale that looked pretty decent. It was talking about the best keylogger for Windows 10. So I went through my process on that. And then I just felt really stuck because we went through and we iterated pretty much every traffic keyword we could find out of the keyword tool. And we did that about 2 years ago, Mike.
Mm-hmm.
And we had hundreds of them. And then I went through them and all the main base keywords. I hired someone to write an article on that. I paid him $5 on Upwork. Shitty article, but the only way I would pay him is if it passed Yoast SEO. So it had to have some SEO merit for the keyword they're gunning for, and it had to pass the Yoast readability test, which is kind of a minimum bar to chin up over, right? Mm-hmm. And these posts aren't high quality, but there's hundreds of them, and they're all keyword optimized. So what I started doing was going through the ones that were getting traffic and taking a crappy $5 450 word post and putting every ounce of blood, sweat, and tears I could into it to really make it best in class. And I did that. I tried to do a couple a week, and I did that for a month or two until when I looked at my blog stats, all the ones on that first page for the Jetpack in WordPress, mm-hmm. all those ones were optimized to where I've rewritten them. Incidentally, the Windows 10 post, I'd already optimized it. So I'm sitting there in a position, and it's like, okay, I've got the content written for every iteration of keyword we could imagine, at least from 2 years ago. A majority of them that are getting traffic I've gone through, I've rewritten them, I've turned them into 1,200 word posts, put my best stuff in there I possibly could. And I'm just kind of stuck. Like, what do I do next? I can't write another cell phone tracker article. I mean, maybe I could. Maybe I could write like LG cell phone tracker and go for more lower traffic keywords. I don't know. I mean, from what I just told you, do you have any thoughts of something I could be doing or something I'm missing? Just maybe writing more content. It feels like I need to do more of the promotion maybe. I just don't know.
Okay.
I need to find an SEO strategy is what I need.
I would say there's probably more keywords. I mean, we probably got like 80% of the keywords, so I'm sure there's like 20% more keywords. using various tools, going through AdWords again, putting in different starting keywords, using other, tools to figure that out. So you could find more keywords, both via higher volume and lower ones. Yeah, to try to, do both strategies of high and low. And then I would say, yeah, that's just one route too. I mean, yeah, if that's where you want to put your efforts on SEO, or, what's the next source or what's the next move,
Yeah.
Start back one
You're
level.
thinking, and here's another thing I'm noticing of the keywords that seem to be converting, they're extremely specific. We're talking about SpecterSoft, a competitor that's no longer in business. That's highly specific. A Windows 10 keylogger, it's very specific. The generic terms like keylogger, it seems like those are more discovery terms and they don't really convert. Maybe they're further up the funnel and they're just not tracked all the way through. Not 100% sure. So from what you said, it sounds like, and it's interesting you said that. It's what my wife said. She said, go back into the tools, run them again. You did this 2 years ago. The keywords are probably different than they are now. Find ones you haven't done yet and just keep doing more. So that's probably a strategy.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, there's probably tons of other keywords.
I'll do that. I'll do more keyword research. And really just kind of looking at writing new articles, right?
Yeah, and on this channel, Profit It Pro, I did a video about how to do keyword research. If you want to check that out, I can send you the link afterwards.
Yeah, I'll look up the video.
Okay. That sounds good.
Yeah, I'm just taking notes here. Okay. We went through that once, and it's funny, like, this stuff in your head, and then, like, we were doing it, and I just wasn't doing it. Like, I know to do it, I just didn't do it. And we did it together, and I found a bunch of keywords, like hundreds of them to go after. So, one thought that's kind of kicking around in my head is there's tons of Android phones, very specific ones, Samsung, LG, the Samsung S7. So I could, like, how to spy on a Samsung S7 phone. I could get really razor specific with the brand, and that
Right.
might be traction. Interestingly, I ran some stats, and now for the first time, more people are installing my software on Android than any other platform. It's really broken out to be the number one thing people are using it for. It's really surprising. I guess it's not that surprising. I think everybody's got a cell phone, and not everybody uses a Windows computer anymore.
Are those pay-per-click ones about, like, putting spyware on your Android? Are those expensive?
It's really interesting you say that. When I look in my what's that paid ads competitive tool? Oh gosh, I'm drawing a blank on it.
Rush, SpyFu.
One of those. I've got a lifetime membership. I espionage, that one.
Yep.
When I go in there and I look at my competitors, by and far their traffic is cell phone related, not Windows related. When I was running the paid ads, I did not have a mobile offering. I didn't have something that can monitor Android or iPhone. So I never got a chance to run those keywords. I shut the campaign down before I really turned those on. But they are super high volume. They're all across the board in cost. Might be something to look into. Interestingly enough, when I talked to my competitor, they were looking at buying our company. He mentioned that their Windows business has fallen off a cliff. And their mobile business is blowing up. Yeah. You typed in how to spy on a mobile phone. Yeah. WebWatcher, they're a big competitor. Whoa, what the hell's that on the side?
Oh, these are it's a extension called Keyword Anywhere, and it gives you, like, stats on stuff.
Nice. So you can kind of see.
Yeah.
Wow, dude, there is a whole crap ton of those. Yeah.
This
one
says 26 a month.
26 what?
I mean 260 searches per month.
Oh, right.
But cost per click says 32 cents. I'm not sure how accurate that is.
Yeah. Hmm. Interesting. It's a pretty cool tool.
Yeah. So yeah, there's probably, yeah, you could probably even use this tool too. And, you know,
What's the name of that plugin? I like that thing.
it's called Keyword Anywhere. And it's just, yeah, Google Chrome extension.
Cool. Yeah. All right. Nice. Yeah. Just even looking at that one thing you just did, I know there's more keywords I can go after. I'm probably like dropping the ball big time on this. So I'll report back on keywords. And what you guys don't want to do is don't do what I did. Don't hire someone and pay them $5 to write a crappy blog article. I stopped doing that. It's a really bad idea because Google sees that all your articles are low content and they just think your blog sucks and won't send you traffic. So you're better off to write less articles and have a much, much higher quality. So I may not go super fast on this, but they will be high quality. So, okay, cool.
Yeah, like cell phone pairing spy.
Yeah.
Don't even know what that means.
Yeah. Anyway, we can go through. There's a whole bunch of them, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah, maybe a cell phone market.
Yeah. I wonder what these guys, their landing page looks like, an offer. Have you looked at all these?
Not in a while. Boy, it looks horrible,
God, is this? I think their site broke. Hopefully,
man.
this is what you're competing with.
Wow.
Oh, fuck is this site?
But yeah, you know what? They're running ads, so they're probably trying a product. That's my competitor. They've got 50 employees.
Okay.
They're venture backed, and they just go around acquiring anyone in the space.
Hmm.
Mike, it just really didn't make any sense at all for them to acquire my company.
Yeah.
We talked about that on a call. It just makes no sense, you know?
Yeah. Makes sense.
It makes sense. It makes no sense. But okay, well, that's pretty helpful. So I'll do some keyword research. I'll let you know next week if I find more keywords and what articles I'll be going after. I do think the probably the other two articles that are making sales, I'm going to keep buying links for those to just push them up because I think they can get higher. And I'll just kind of slowly keep buying links on those from you. It's just the best deal to get them to rank. So that'll be the SEO strategy going forward. I did finish up my video downloader, that feature I was talking about a couple weeks ago. Wrote a blog post on it, not going for any keywords at all, just a general blog post, and email my list today. It's always good to do that, to stay in touch with people, see if that makes some sales.
Right.
That's another thing just to write to the blog is feature updates, right? Those are always easy.
True.
Okay. Boy, man, we're running quick on time already.
What about the Facebook lead gen?
Yep, I want to talk about that really quick, and then let's look at my YouTube ads campaign and
Okay.
tips on where to start with that train wreck. So, I've got a client, guys. They're a venture-backed startup, and they want me to run traffic for them. I've been doing it for a couple years, and long story short, I've had the traffic set up at just driving clicks to their site because we had a really hard time measuring conversions on their site. We ended up a couple weeks ago getting that fixed, but I still had it set to clicks. And they wanted to start doing these lead ad forms. You guys have seen them on Facebook. They're an ad you can run where people just opt in directly on Facebook onto your email list. They don't go to your landing page. They never leave Facebook. It makes so much fucking sense if you're building an email list that these things would be the holy grail. I've personally never seen them work well. I can't even explain it. It's like, for whatever reason, it seems like getting clicks and driving them to your homepage and signing up on your site seems to work better and cheaper than using their thing. It's just so counterintuitive. But that's been my experience. So I was pretty excited to start this with the client. We started it up, and they started getting lead ads filled in at around $9 or $10 a piece. And then the cost started coming down to $6 and $7. And then as Google started getting smarter, they started coming down to $4 a piece. And then I'm like, oh man, this is great. $4 leads. These guys have a $3,000 a month budget. I'm going to knock it out of the park for these guys. They're going to be super pumped. So I started adding more budget to the campaign. And then I get a text message a couple hours before our call, Mike. The text message said, shut the campaign down immediately. And I was like, damn, there's only one reason they would send me that text message. Either their CRM's busted and it's just not working. Or what do you think the second reason would be, Mike?
The leads aren't converting.
Lead quality. Leads suck. And so that's what they said is none of these people are in our industry. They don't even know what we do. They're not even qualified. We're just wasting time. They have a call center. They're calling these people back, which is pretty sweet. I don't have those kind of resources to follow up on leads. You know, we'll have them opt into a list and then wonder why they're not converting. They may not be the least bit qualified. I did do it once with some Facebook people. I offered to do a consultation of anyone who joined my list just to get on the phone and like feel these people out. And I was shocked at how low quality these people were. Not that they were bad people, but they didn't even know what they signed up for. It's like, why did you even sign up for my webinar on Facebook? You don't even have a business. Like it's just craziness, man. Some of them sounded drunk. It was just like, it was bad, man. It was bad. So maybe that's what they're going through. So it's a tough spot to be in. How do you drive leads for someone while keeping the quality good is really hard when you don't have like you're doing it well with Vince because you have a conversion. They bought something. They're qualified if they bought something. They bought a low price offer. But when you're getting people in to try your software, they're not buying anything. And you know, if they are low quality, how do you tell Facebook to give me higher quality ones? I'll let you know when I get that one figured out. That won't be so easy. They wanted to run ads on LinkedIn, and no one talks about LinkedIn ads. I'm going to talk about them right now. LinkedIn ads, their rep told me that they should expect $10 a click, 10 per click. That's expensive. And they are getting they want to do lead ad forms on LinkedIn. They're getting 70 per opt-in, $70 an opt-in. They've got 6 of them. They spent almost $500. I think they should shut that campaign down immediately, but I'm going to let them tell me. It just, you know, it's their money. Right. But yeah, I think you and I have been around long enough. Just because you spent $70 on it doesn't mean that's any better quality. It could be the same quality as Facebook, maybe worse.
Right.
I reached out to our ad rep at LinkedIn because they get an ad rep. And I said, Caitlin, what can we do to get these costs down? They want me to optimize this thing. Dude, they don't have many answers on how to optimize it. It's kind of just is what it is. And I'm like, and she like sounded surprised that I thought $70 a conversion was expensive. I'm like, fucking kidding me? That's outrageous. It's outrageous. But so that's why you don't hear about LinkedIn ads, guys. They just kind of don't work. It's expensive, really expensive. Fortune 500 money only. So anyway, I think that's a super good segue because we're talking about ads, right? So let's look at my ad account. I'm going to pull it up now, my AdWords, and then I'll do a screen share as soon as it comes up.
The green one. Yep.
Yeah, I'm just letting it load. You know, the new AdWords interface, it's slow. It's fancy as shit, but man, some browsers it just doesn't work on. All right, I'm just going to share my whole screen here. It's going to get funky. All right, see my AdWords?
Yes.
All right, we got May. Spent $125, $1 per 9 click. All right, I'm doing all remarketing, and I kind of set this campaign up. Well, I'm embarrassed to say this, about a year ago, and just kind of let it run. My intention of this campaign is to just do branding after people hit the site. I'm guessing they would see the videos, they would see the banners, they would not click on them, they would just see them, and it would just reinforce my brand, and it would help them come in and buy. My plan was not to be spending you know, 150 or $200 a month. My plan was to have it at like 50 a month, but the business is doing fine. I can afford to let a little extra money go out the door. So I've just like totally let this campaign just run for about a year, just not even looking at it. And then when we were talking, I thought, you know, the cost of it is starting to creep up now to $40 or $50 a week because the site's getting more traffic. I could take the audience and shrink it in if I wanted and tighten it up, and maybe I should do that. But I'll probably shut the web one off, but let's look at what I'm doing for the video remarketing, Mike.
Okay.
Tap on. You ready?
Ready.
All right. So I'll go into the ad groups. I've got a budget of $10 a day. I've got one ad group called remarketing. Okay.
There's no conversions yet, right?
Yeah, but no conversions. And let's talk about that for a second.
Okay.
I'm sorry. If I come up to my conversions, what you're going to see, I brought in a sign up and a purchase from Google Analytics. And when I went to set up the conversion here, it started talking about that damn Google global pixel tag marketing thing. Have you seen this?
Yeah, I haven't set it up since it changed.
Oh my God, I was going to do that over the weekend. And oh, dude, I'm a programmer and it doesn't even make sense. It's
Crazy.
ridiculous. It's ridiculous. And it's like the first thing is like, go through every page of your site and remove the old pixel code and put this one on. Okay.
Wow.
I get the purpose. You put one pixel code on, and then it can manage all your pixels, your Facebook, your LinkedIn, all of them from one central thing. So if this wouldn't have worked of being able to import them from Google Analytics, and hell, it may not work. I may go back and set up that global conversion tag. I'm not 100% sure, but I'm kind of trying to avoid it. It just looks like just a bunch of fucking work is what it looks like. So I just turned the conversions on earlier, so we wouldn't see any yet, but okay, they are on now. So I would expect to see some. So I got one remarketing campaign.
Okay.
Okay. And what I did, Mike, what my strategy was, is I just took informational videos of things I would think might be their next step after they hit the site, things they might want to do next, like install the software, what it does, those sort of things, like, you know. And I just took those videos and I just wrote some text around them, and I made them the, let me see if I can edit this one. The discovery ones where it's not a pre-roll video, it's just kind of sitting off to the side. There it is. So my thought is people visit my site as they're on YouTube going around, they'll see my video there, and if they want to watch it, if they want to know how to install a keylogger, they can watch that video. I'll give them some information, and then they'll be inspired to come back and sign up for my stuff. So that was my thinking when I set this up.
Okay.
It was not to directly drive the sales, and maybe that was short-sighted. I don't know, but so I've done. I
think it is directly to drive the sales. You just have an intermediate step that you call branding, which you want to directly affect the sales, right? I mean, you're not branding just.
Well, my thinking is, and maybe it's screwed up, is that when someone's on YouTube, they may not be in the mood to want to run over and just buy PC Tattletale right now, but they may want to just watch the information and then go do it later. And that just can be totally whack.
Your goal is still to get them to buy, right?
What's that?
Your main goal with this is still to get them to buy, right?
Of course, yeah, of course. Really, it's
to hear you say branding. That
really the next step is to get them into the free trial.
Okay. Yep.
That's what this is to get them to sign up for the trial. Because if you remember the sales funnel from last week, I know that if 10 to 15 people sign up for that trial, that's going to result in a sale.
Correct.
Yep.
So I have a few thoughts, but whenever you're ready, I'll share those.
Okay. I'm going to, let's see. Why don't I shut off the screen share? Or do you need to see this, or you're just going to rattle off some things?
Yeah, we can just leave that on, I guess, if you don't mind.
Uh,
It doesn't matter.
all right. Well, I got my notes here, so I'll just move those over.
Okay.
Hacky, but
You don't even need, it doesn't matter either way. But I guess the way I was taught in C remarketing is like what you've already showed them that they didn't get influenced to buy for whatever reason. So you need kind of something else that you didn't show them earlier. And basically, why they wouldn't buy is they don't like you, they don't trust you, they're not motivated enough. Um, I guess they don't think it will work for them.
yeah.
I think it's like, yeah, they're not motivated enough. It's not big enough problem or big enough desire. Um, so I would say, I mean, how to install it may be like a certain percent, but I feel like it's more like I don't know how much money I'm losing with my employees, messing out around on Facebook versus working that I could save by this. Or I don't know that my kids are watching, how to murder someone, on the internet or connecting with, unknown people that could be affect my entire family versus how to install it.
Okay. So what I think I hear you saying is let's use that blog post we were talking about last week that got all that traffic, cheating spouses, right?
Mm-hmm.
So what you're saying is they hit my site and I would have a video talking about thinking your spouse is cheating on you, maybe addressing the fear of grabbing their phone without them knowing and slipping the software on them, like that.
Yes, you want to do all that right when they hit the site, but then for your remarketing, you're going to want to do that again, but amplify it in a different way. So I feel like your strategy was, well, I had this video on how to install it that I already created, so let me just use that.
Totally. That was totally it. Yep. Kind of informational. So
I use it all the time, and I've figured out it's very situational, and it kind of sucks sometimes. I mean, you have to like create new content, if you don't already have like that.
I don't mind. So this video would address the problem, right? Readdress the problem.
Right. So just think of why they wouldn't buy. So yeah, they're not motivated enough to solve the problem. It's like, oh, maybe my spouse is cheating, but it's not a big deal. I don't, care about it. So you could amplify that saying like, is your spouse cheating? It's, ruining your relationship. Get the, make sure you can use the spyware that you can sleep better at night. You can talk about it, solve it, make your relationship better, the one you want.
It's good. Well, so I should think about reasons they hit my site and did not buy. They don't trust me. They don't think it'll. Don't trust me. Don't think it works.
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah, the trust thing.
Fear putting it on their phone or computer, right?
Yes, I always think that like you're gonna steal my information, or I'm gonna be doing something that
Find out. I'm gonna look stupid. I'm
illegal, embarrassed, gets leaked. I mean, who knows? The mind works in weird ways.
Yeah. And then the call to action is obviously to go sign up for the free trial, right?
Yep.
And with that, you maybe I can go into one of these ads and edit it, and you can tell me where to see. Sorry, man. Okay. It's gonna go in edit. Okay. So you think do these as video discovery or in stream, or it doesn't matter?
I would say in stream.
You like in stream?
Yeah, I do like in stream just because, yeah, you can get right in front of them and they click and go right to the site. This one, you have to have like a little side ad.
Yes. Okay. All right. In stream goes to the site. This is what I was getting at. Is these? I'm gonna come down. I get the choice of the YouTube channel or that's not gonna convert. Like, come on,
It can, but yeah, it's a little bit different.
A lot less likely, right?
Yeah.
Okay. The cheating spouse one, if Google would let me run them, could totally blow up in my face.
There's definitely a way where you can run it. I mean,
well, no, I'm just thinking, let's say you think your spouse is cheating on you, you go on PC Tattletale, and then you know, you're watching YouTube videos with your spouse and then my ad comes up. What, you think I'm cheating on you? It could just start a fight, but whatever. There's that end of it.
And
Okay.
then they get in a fight, the other spouse leaves, and the other one comes and buys it and then figures out the truth, you know?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, right. All right. So I could do a headline, all that. And then when I do that, if I change this to you can't do.
Yeah, you got to start a new one.
So I do the in stream, I'll get a companion banner. Is that true?
Yeah, that's true, but that's just a secondary piece. The video message is way more important.
Okay. And then is there anything I need to do in the video? Like, do I need to add any overlays or call to actions in the video? Or
No, I mean, I would say as long as you do like a verbal call to action, like click the link below, fill out the information, hit the submit button, you know, you get your free trial.
okay.
Something like that. Just clicking the link. Desktop, it's on the lower left, and mobile, it's on the top right.
Spelling sucks, guys. Okay. So now with this video, I could make one that talks specifically about cheating spouses, one specifically about child problems, one specifically about employee problems, and just throw those all in an ad group and see which one works the best. Would you do a strategy like that? Or you think you mix them all into one, or just try it?
I start more general and then niche down, because I guess if you start more general, at least you can hit one, versus if you hit the other and it can hit like nobody, you know? So I would
You started out and said, hey, if you think your spouse is cheating on you, if you think your kids are playing too many video games, if you have a business and think your employees are this, then you need just go into my pitch.
yeah, I would say that, yeah.
Okay.
As long as, yeah, you would hit mine or I get the gist of it.
Yeah.
That could work, because then you can keep it general, because if I don't have that certain business or spouse or kids, then I'm immediately disqualified.
Address all three issues and reasons they did not for free trial. Yeah. Okay. Based on camera video, I could even do like a, I don't know, I don't know what you call them, like where you just do the words on the video, like a PowerPoint one. Maybe try those just to try something different to see which one grabs them. You said the banner doesn't really matter all that much. I mean, the words do a little bit, I guess. It's mostly just the video. Okay.
Yep.
And then you would expect to see clicks out of this, and you'd expect to see conversions out of this.
Correct. Top level, I would measure sales. Then the next level, free trials. Then the next level, clicks.
Okay. All right. What I'll do, I'll make a couple videos, and I'll make a in-stream campaign with these new videos. You said to make is it private or unlisted?
Unlisted, yep.
A problem, you guys, the reason I asked is I had pre-roll videos that were not unlisted, and it was a complete disaster because for whatever reason, I don't know if you guys have experienced this, YouTube likes to show the ad over and over and over again, and people get really annoyed with that. I know you can cap it, but long story short, these videos had a ton of thumbs down, a ton of dislikes, and people bitching up a storm. Why are you showing me this ad over and over again? F you, this and that. It's just not good. So if I make them unlisted, people can write all that stuff, but it's not going to show up on my channel and pollute it, right?
Correct, yep.
Why we want to do that. Okay. Why don't I start with this?
A little other like info that I would say off the top of my head is if you can like show any like proof, and if you can't,
I got testimonials. So
okay, yeah, I mean, yeah, testimonials are great. Case studies, like facts, figures that kids are XYZ happened, or spouses.
I got a bunch of that stuff.
Yeah, like that stuff's gonna make me buy. for sure.
Yeah. Okay, good, good.
I try.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm more, like, I need that emotional reason, but then like I love to back it up with like logic.
Yeah, okay. All right. Now, any recommendation on video length?
No, focus
Whatever.
on what you need to say in the most engaging, quickest way possible.
Okay. All right. It's whatever it comes out to.
Right. So if you said, "Oh, I couldn't put this any logic in there because I'm trying to make it too short," then it's going to dilute the message. So as long as it's everything I would need to know as fast as possible, I'm going to keep engaged.
Cool. So I could, all right, I got this. All right. I'll make a couple videos and give it a shot. I think it's
This will be great.
keyword research.
I think it's good because I mean, all those people, yeah, you know, are qualified. It's a great audience, you know, and you get in them organic because sometimes remarketing sucks when like you pay for the first amount of traffic and then you got to pay for it again, you know. So with this route, it's organic to some degree.
Yep. Did my screen share go off?
Yes, it did. Yep. Now you're back to face.
All right, cool. All right. Dude, that was pretty helpful actually. So I'll change that campaign around, and well, since it's remarketing, it's just going to be what it is. I'll just spend as much as it'll take to do the remarketing like it was before. Then I think what I'll do next week, Mike, maybe we can do some strategies on going after the SpecterSoft people. I know you got some technique where you scrape videos and learn about that.
Yeah. Sweet.
A good place to go.
Yeah, that was great.
Hey, one other thing. I had a hypothesis last week that turning on Visa and MasterCard would increase sales, and that was totally true. We had a great week last week. In fact, because I record our sales and signups every week, it does this. And then when the Visa MasterCard got shut off, it had a dip, and then it immediately bounced back. So another tip, if you're only accepting PayPal, you're probably leaving low double-digit money on the table by not accepting credit cards, just by experience at this, you know?
So
I've heard from many people that having an integrated checkout page helps conversions. I've seen that. I definitely saw that firsthand. Made a difference in the business. So cool. I think I've got some marching orders now.
Yeah, I can't wait to see the results.
Yep, I'll have some keyword research. I'll probably have at least I'll do one blog article a week. I'll get back in that groove and make a companion YouTube video. And I'll have a couple videos created, and I will reset up the remarketing with that new campaign, and we'll take a look at it. It'll probably only be up for a few days. It probably won't be a lot to look at, but at least it'll be underway. And
yeah, can't wait to see it.
So, cool.
Sounds good. Thanks for watching, guys. Hope you got a lot of value out of that as well, and we'll talk to you next week.
Sounds good, guys. Take care.
Later, guys. Bye.